Blessings and welcome back to MMAJammin with the mighty Kyle Chin. And you don't know, it's always a pleasure when we can welcome in special guest Randy Brown all the way from New York. Randy, blessings, welcome.
Come on, what's up? What's up?
But there, bro, yo, it's exciting things happening. You don't know, this is a big week because Aljamain Sterling fighting for the championship belt finally.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, man. But before we even get to that, brother, how you stay? How you doing? I know that the last fight got cancelled because of or postponed because of COVID. Tell us how you're feeling.
Feeling a little bit better still. Now I don't really know what's what until I get in the gym and and get to exercise and see how the lungs are reacting and thing. But I feel like it's gonna be alright. So I feel good. Nothing too crazy, just had a couple symptoms like headache and that's mostly it. Just a headache. I'm gonna lose the smell and that. But that's it.
Right,
I'm
right.
like a cold.
Okay, cool, cool. Thank God.
So strong already. Them thing they can't all the way down you.
Yeah, see me, I say. Yeah, man. I just hope that if it lick me or something, stand up strong, you see me?
Yeah,
If
well, you all right, man. 'Cause I remember
I
saying
come,
you're young and young and fit.
you know what I
So
mean?
yeah, you're
Um,
all right, man. As long as you take care of your body and you're working out on the regular,
which is it,
it shouldn't really affect you too hard.
Yeah, and I really hope people are paying attention to that if you really maintain your health on a normal basis, your vitamins and all of these things, then it really shouldn't knock you down the way it knocking down people.
Yeah, for real.
It's about time Jamaica had themselves a first world champion in the UFC. So, yo, Dana White, we got to when I'm fighting for that belt, we got to bring the first card over to Jamaica and sell out that stadium, baby. I'm telling you, it's no problem. No problem, man. You see me?
I mean,
Well,
Aljamain Sterling, and I want to start there because I mean that's really that's the kick, you know what I mean? And Petr knowing that it has the belt, Aljamain, who has been number one contender for a while, is finally getting his shot. They were scheduled to fight before, but it got postponed. And now it's finally fight week. The thing is on Saturday, and we're going to see what's going to happen. And you know what's amazing to me? Overwhelmingly, all the fight picks that I've seen, overwhelmingly is on Aljamain's side. Like people are choosing Aljamain to
Oh,
win this fight
absolutely.
more than
That's
everybody.
not really surprising to me.
Well, talk to me. It's only
I
surprising
knew,
to me
bro.
because of the odds. When you looked at the odds, the betting odds was still
Mhm.
on Petr side.
All right, because I'm gonna break this down for you, right? So
Mm.
when it comes to the betting odds, me not really watch them thing. Like, I'm not watch the betting odds because that is more like a popularity contest.
See,
You see me?
mm.
Whoever is the most popular, because them people that are so-called experts, them not really know what them are talking. Them not really know what they're looking at. You see me? Them now no fight experience or nothing like that. Them really look on the popularity of each guy. You see me? I
Right,
say who have the most backing on them kind of things. So I'm not really hear them people in the mind. I don't really care about the odds.
right, fair
But
enough.
when it comes to if you just break it down from a technical standpoint and you just look at the fight as it is, Aljamain Sterling. And
Yeah.
Aljamain Sterling is way more dynamic.
Mhm.
He's a lot bigger than
Really?
Patreon. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, he's a lot bigger if you see him in person.
yeah,
Strong, very long for the division, and his grappling, man. He may not have the crispest and sharpest stand-up game, but when it comes to the grappling, the man is world class.
absolutely.
And obviously, I have a little bias because of the Jamaican roots and everything.
Link,
We
yard
do
link.
both of we have that. But at the end
Yeah.
of the day, if we take that out of the equation, still would have picked Aljamain Sterling.
Yeah, absolutely. Because even, I mean, when you look at the Pedro Munoz fight and the way that Aljamain was able to piece up Munoz standing, it was really impressive. Just that, and it's the dynamism of his striking too. It's the fact that he's
Yes.
the funk master. It's funky, man. Like him coming with unorthodox shit all the time, and he's consistently throwing strikes from all kind of angles. He's throwing
Kicks
the
on
front kick.
different angles.
Yeah, man. And it's coming
And he's
one after
long.
another.
Remember, he's
Long.
very long for that division.
Yeah.
He's a lot bigger than Petr. And another thing I want to say about Petr is I've always, credit to where credit is due. But at the end of the day, I still believe his road to the title wasn't
Right.
necessarily a tough road.
Right.
And he's an elite fighter, but I'm just not impressed. I'm not impressed with
Right.
him yet.
Right.
You have to show me something.
Especially when you think about who Aljamain has faced to get there. Like
Yeah.
he's been fighting top quality competition for a long time and doing away with them. I mean, other than the one little, fallback with Moraes. But I mean, and this is the thing. So when we talk about keys to victory, Aljamain having that reach and using that jab and using the front kicks and using, the calf kicks and so on and being very consistent and busy. What about conditioning? Who has the conditioning in this fight?
I mean, I think well, it's never really, conditioning has never really been a problem for Petr Yan. And same thing goes for Aljo.
Right.
Conditioning has never really been a problem for both of them. So I can see this fight going all 5. If it's not stopped via submission, but if not, I can see it go all 5 around and see, both of the athletes just push the pace and I try to implement them will against each other,
Yeah. I mean, especially you see how Petr Yan faced Rivera and Aldo. The striking is very similar in both situations. And I think he can adjust. He likes fighting people like that. He likes fighting guys who are very standard in their striking, great Muay Thai, good kickboxing, but nothing very out of the blue. He likes when guys try to pressure him and he's able to turn that around on them. So a man like Aljano is very different because of the way he strikes. It's so very wild and like it's just crazy with it, just funky with it. So I think, yeah, I agree. I think Aldo is definitely gonna have the edge in that situation.
The only way I see the area Aljamain could possibly face some trouble is if Petr Yan can pressure him to a point, because it's a small octagon as well. It's not that big octagon. So if he can pressure him to a point where I'm getting him up on the wall and force Aljamain to try if he get into like a brawl,
right.
And if he get into a brawl and start come out of character and force to swing and exchange, that's the only place where I feel like he can get caught. That's his only weak spot, But as far as on the outside, Aljamain will be able to pick him apart, in my opinion. And I have to remember, say Aljamain's grappling. I grapple with the kid firsthand, so I can tell you, his grappling is legit, and him come from a solid team in the Sir Longa team when it comes to the grappling, So, if it goes to the ground, I think easy submission. I mean, I don't want to say easy, but submission for Aljamain Sterling.
So it's gonna be fun. Okay, great. So we're both kind of on the same page with Aljo. Next is Amanda versus Megan Anderson, and I mean, some people are kind of like, it's kind of crazy. Megan,
big girl.
She's a big girl. She's 6 foot. Well, what chance does she really have other than having that reach? I mean, she hasn't faced anybody. Megan.
You said Amanda haven't faced anybody?
No. Megan hasn't faced anybody.
Oh, you scared me. You scared me.
Come on, bro. I ain't crazy. Amanda's faced everybody. Like, all of the who's. And that's the thing. So, like, for Megan's road to the belt was Kat Zingano was the highest name that she faced. And I mean, that fight ended with a toe to the eye. Unfortunately, kind of got cut short because, the toe just caught Kat right in the eyeball and they had to stop the fight immediately. But other than that, there was no big names that she faced that we can say, she should definitely be fighting for the belt.
Yeah, well, you have to understand that division is kind of shallow, and there's nobody really there, to challenge a champion of that caliber, right now. So the UFC have to do their best. The UFC machine have to do their best to kind of just prop up what them can prop up, and any contender that's there, any little glimmer of skill set that them show, them have no choice but for kind of push them into the light, So
especially if
not to say Megan isn't dangerous. She's dangerous. Yeah. She's there for a reason. But at the end of the day, Amanda Nunes is head and shoulders above the division.
It's crazy. It's crazy. I think we're gonna see just
annihilation again. Man.
Annihilation, man. It's gonna be rough. I like Megan a lot too, and like you said, that reach is gonna be interesting to see how Amanda deals with it. But I see overhand rights all day, all day with overhand rights.
Body work, chopping up the legs, them everything.
Jeez, it's gonna be sick. Okay, so next one, and you know that, bro, the odds. I know you were saying you don't rate the odds, but bro, listen to what the people are wicked. Amanda Nunes minus 1250.
Ooh,
Plus 750.
yeah, you can make some good money there, then, huh?
Yo, I feel like if Megan makes it out of the first round, people will be winning money. Like that's crazy odds, man.
Yo, hey, she's big enough. She's what, 6'1"?
6 foot, bro. No, she's 6 foot, but that's massive.
Yeah, that's huge. So, hey,
Bro,
we don't know.
I've been
Amanda Nunes are gonna be able to deal with that kind of length. So, don't know.
True. I mean, Jermaine, the randomer was probably the tallest. Oh, Cyborg was big too. Cyborg is pretty tall. Well, 5'10".
Yeah, she's probably about the same as Nunes.
Yeah. Yeah, but I don't think she'll have a problem. Because you know Nunes be sparring with the guys in the gym too. So like I'm sure she deal with them height all the time. Talking about all three fights, the picks have been one-sided. So the championship fight, I think I've seen 2 people out of 1 million who have chosen Blachowisz to win this fight.
Hey. Hey. Yo, may I tell you something? Rate style bender still on it. We know that. But you can easily tell that, right? Like style bender style. Him have a great fighting style, especially for a guy with that kind of length, with the way him fight and the way him put it together. Love it. Here's where that fight kind of scare me, right? If it comes down, it'll come down to game plan. I feel like it'll come down to game plan, especially since it's gonna be another small cage there because this fight is gonna be in Vegas, correct?
Right.
So it's in that small cage, the same small cage that I fought Luke in. Right. So now a guy with his style, there's a lot of moving parts to what am I doing now? There's a lot of movement. It's a guy that in fight style based in a footwork and based out of movement and feints and everything there, right?
True.
So when you face a big guy like that, especially not a small cage, they occupy a lot of space. And you need range management and depth perception is what I'm used to control a lot of the fights them. And a guy like this in Blachowisz, he's going to put a whole heap of pressure. He's going to be big. He's going to be durable, right? And it's kind of going to be hard for the style bender to get off some of the movement and the range control them usually able to get off, you know. So it's going to be hard for him to do that another fight here, in my opinion. But I still believe that him we have a massive advantage on the feet and him still can probably pull it off, right? On the feet. But the game plan of Blachowisz, if Blachowisz say, you know what, I'm coming inside, I'm putting a whole heap of pressure and I'm going to get a hold of you. That's where the risk is now. If Blachowisz can get him to the ground, keep him on the ground and grind him out and make it mean, nasty and ugly, that kind of fight, then not the kind of stand up in front here, try play the game with you, try pick on, and you can't play that game with his style bender because I'm going to deal with it that way, right? But if him go on the inside, get him to the ground and try grind him out, I feel like that's where the key to victory for him is, which I don't want to see Adesanya go out like that. I would love to see him go out there and just kind of get the KO. Get the KO or a TKO, which I do think he will, but this is one of his most dangerous fights, I think.
Really? You know what? So here's the thing, though. I feel like many of his opponents before have had that mindset that they want to make it ugly. They want to get close. They want to hold him against the cage or take him down. But they're just not able to. They're just not. We've seen him stall people to a halt with his feints, with the swift kicks at the start. And then because they know how good of a counterpuncher he is, they just can't. They become inactive. Like Romero. I actually see this fight ending up a lot like the Romero fight because Blachowisz is a very good counterpuncher. A lot of his knockouts come by counterpunch. And he stands around a lot before he even tries. So even if he's not counterpunching and he decides to come forward, it's after he stands around a lot. Now we know that Israel, during those times of him standing up, is going to be at least piecing up the legs, right? And he's going to be showing feints like crazy. He's going to throw those jabs. And I think on top of that, Blachowisz don't have no crazy cardio. I saw, I mean, you look at the Luke Rockhold fight. By the second round, Blachowisz was starting to breathe hard, especially when he thought he had Rockhold hurt. He was really going in to try to get it finished. And, he was starting to breathe hard. He did get the finish, of course, but Rockhold don't move. Adesanya is a mover, and he's going to constantly move. So I think I think we have the potential. This fight has the potential, and I know nobody don't want to hear this, but it has the potential to be very boring, like the Romero fight.
But those fights that you just mentioned, what was the size of the cage?
Oh, well, I don't know.
Those are all full cage, full size octagon.
Well, you tell me, how much of a difference is it?
It's a massive difference.
Seriously?
Massive difference. Usually when the fight starts, I have to run to the center to take charge of the fight.
Right.
When with this, the smaller cage, when they say fight, I take 1.5 steps and I'm in the center.
Yo, that's a big difference, Richard.
That's a huge difference. For a mover, that's a big, for a guy that fight a footwork-based fighter.
Which makes this whole
massive
situation very weird. Because with the kind of star power that Adesanya have, usually the A side gets to choose the circumstance. Like the
COVID choose the circumstance, no?
Well, but bro, Dana could have definitely done this fight in Saudi Arabia, bro. Like, him could have gone back to Yaz Island.
Absolutely. But you know what? I don't know. I don't know what kind of deals they have there, and there's a lot of moving parts to the UFC.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
We don't know why. Maybe
for sure.
Maybe potentially move the fight to a later date, but I don't know what the motive is there. What?
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be, that makes the fight a lot more interesting, just the fact that it's a smaller cage, because I really wasn't seeing any advantage for Blachowisz before, other than his obvious Polish power. But that advantage comes down to almost nil because I don't see him touching Adesanya. I don't see. But like
in a bigger cage, I feel the same way in a bigger cage.
In a bigger cage, exactly.
Yeah, but in a small cage like this now, it makes a big difference, because just based off of Adesanya's style, you have to remember, say, the way a lot of these guys fight, 99% of the MMA fight of them is more, it's like you go, I go type of style, right? It's a tough man competition more time. It's like I'll absorb where you can give
answer back.
And then answer back. Style been not really fight them with it. It's more like it's interceptions.
Yeah.
As you firing, I'm sliding out of the way and I'm looking to intercept and find my opening.
Yeah.
So it's always my goal. It's never your goal.
Yeah.
Whenever you go, I'm out of the way.
Right.
So just that style alone, it's gonna be harder for him in that small octagon, I think. And I think if Blachowisz looks for the takedown and can get him down and keep him down, that's a problem. And it's gonna be easier because.
But then that's the other thing. Like, I don't see him keeping him down if he takes him down either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That, like, Adesanya is wily and like him know how to scramble. Like, he's got all the evidence has shown that like he don't stay down. Get up.
I mean, I hope so. I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
But there's a different weight class. Weight classes make a difference, brother. Weight classes is a big difference.
Sure.
But he's a big guy, a big, strong guy, and I'm sure he fought heavyweight before and won heavyweight Grand Prix before in different tournaments in kickboxing. So who knows? But we just have to see.
And I don't think he's actively putting on a whole heap of weight, which I think is smart. Because if he really tries to put on that 205 frame, I think his speed advantages, he has to worry about that. His cardio, he's going to have to worry about that.
Yes.
I think he has a big cardio advantage and obviously speed and reach. So them thing there, I think he'll be able to keep those, which is good. Cool. So I guess everybody got it on Adesanya again. But I'm glad that you made it a little more interesting by talking about the size of the cage.
Yeah, that's a big difference, man. Trust me, that's a big difference. But all in all, Adesanya is my pick in this fight. But I do think this is one of his more dangerous opponents in just based off of the size of the guy. the size of the octagon. And I do think that Blachowisz is coming to wrestle.
Boy, that's interesting, boy. So it looked like Adesanya can just run the thing.
Yeah, most definitely.
But he wants to go up to heavyweight after to fight John Jones.
That's the plight right now.
Yeah.
But I say one fight at a time, because everything's circumstantial, brother. The way this game set up, everything's circumstantial. So it can be a small thing can cause, your whole thing to come crumbling down. So I say one fight at a time and get past that youth where I'm fighting now Blachowisz, then hey, we talk about what we want the next,
Yeah. Cool. Well, before we wrap it up, I want to talk a little bit about you. So I know that the last fight camp you had wasn't ideal in terms of having partners to work with and so on. What would be the plan for the next one?
What would be the plan for the next one? The next one, well, this one, I was supposed to fight this weekend.
Right.
I mean, as you can see, that entire card fell apart. More than what, 5 or 6 fights, people tested positive for COVID.
Yeah. I
was one of them. And this camp was a pretty good camp. This camp, I went out to California, train over at King's MMA, got some work with some good quality fighters, and just put in a whole heap of work, and just fix some things that need to be fixed. But no, we have to wait again. Obviously, I have COVID and I have to see how the effects affect me afterwards. So I'm back in the gym again on Wednesday, the first time, and then we'll see what's what. But, I'm looking to rebook the same fight with the same opponent. So hopefully me and Alex Oliveira get for finish the unfinished business that we have,
For real. And I love that fight. And I mean, Cowboy is he's a dynamic striker. Very
wild,
yeah.
Fun fight, very fan-friendly fight.
You want to give me a touch of the game plan?
Game plan for a guy like this, someone like that, I can't really focus on what him are gonna do, because I feel like him not even know what him are gonna do.
Right.
So you have to just make sure I'm airtight, make sure my weight cut is excellent. We can't have no issues like the last time. And just to make sure I'm in tip-top shape. I make sure I'm sharp as ever. As long as I'm sharp as ever, just control the range, control the distance, and he won't even be able to touch me.
Okay, cool. I heard you talking, in one of the last podcasts that you did, and we are talking about the kicks, bro. Now, I know that you can kick. I know that. What's going on, bro? Why you not show the people that what you can do, bro?
Oh, man. Listen, man. Styles make fights, brother. Styles make fights. And again, like I said to you before, right? Circumstances.
Yeah.
Everything is circumstantial. Everything is circumstantial. And take one small thing can throw off everything, and everything come crumbling down. So, it's just all about, again, circumstances and the position you're in, and, leading up to the count. Every small thing is a big thing. Let's put it like that. Every small thing is a big
answer
thing.
Ever, bro. So what are you saying? You hurt your leg? You're saying that? What are you saying?
Hey, all right. So, I don't know if I told you my last fight with my cardio and everything, right?
Right.
And, the weight cut and the camp, the whole shit. It just the whole thing was just a shit show, right?
Right.
Worst day of my life, that fight, and Luque came to fight, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was just a situation where, weight cut get fucked up, training was trash, everything, and I'm tired in round 1. If you look by round 1, you see me, I look up on the clock. Isn't it? I can't throw no kicks, bro. Kicks take, you know much cardio that? When you're tired? You know much cardio that is when you're tired? You have to just stick to the punches. I wasn't
even talking about that fight more per se, In the podcast I was referring to, the guy asked you, if you're not going to throw more kicks in your future fights. And you're like, boy, you do it in training, but you don't really do it in other fights. So man, I said, wow, you know what I mean?
I don't know, man. Listen, styles make fights, but when there's opportunities to kick, the kicks will come, I mean, in some more fights, them you see it. In my debut, I threw a lot of kicks in my debut. I threw a lot of front kicks. I even threw 2 spinning hook kicks, But You
I
know,
know you
it's
throw the flying knee when you're ready to. Yeah.
yeah, true. I throw a lot of kicks. You know, I'm very dynamic. You know, it's just sometimes again styles make fights
True,
and
true, true.
comfortability and everything. There, you know.
Yeah. Sometimes when you fight against a heavy kicker, you tend to want to punch more just to counter the kicks.
Yeah, you know, and it all depends, bro. It all depends.
Mm. Cool, man. And you know, I wanted to ask you. So, I mean, when we train in for these low calf kicks now, like now that the whole game has changed with these low calf kicks, because I mean, in sparring, you can't take too much of that in sparring because that's painful. So, like, how do you? I mean, how do you? I mean, it's not. It's beyond painful. It's the nerves. So, do you
Well, in
guys
sparring,
still?
you have on the shin pads, you know, and
Yeah,
you have same thing you would do in a fight. You have to check them.
yeah.
You either have to check it or move out of the way.
Avoid. Yeah.
So that's the point of depth perception and understanding range and controlling the range. That's why, as a longer fighter, it's even more so important, you know, because it would be easier in my head. I think it would be easier for you to evade the kicks, right, than to even check them as a longer guy because you have the depth perception, right? But if you're already in range and you can't move out of the way, that's when you just check them.
Yeah,
But
and the
again,
checks,
easier said than done.
absolutely. And the checks are different for that kick too, because even when you,
because it's so low. You have to kind of you can't raise your leg for check them kick there, right? You have to you have to keep your leg on the ground and just pivot into it and get them. It's called a gunting, right? And you get them the shin.
Get them the shin, let them figure out themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the two want to get mashed up same time, basically.
Well, we get mashed up saying, they say, oh, go and show him, go on. Go and show them then.
Let's do it. Come on. Oh, I love it. I think, I love how the game is constantly evolving and the trends and just the way that we have to constantly be thinking about things is just it's crazy, man.
Yes, it's chess, man. It's human chess at the end of the day. You know, people look on it and them say just two people are fighting in the cage and them say, oh, them think they're barbaric when they're on there, you know.
Oh man.
But it's way more to it than that, you know. It's martial arts at the highest level.
Absolutely. So anything you want big up? I know you're still doing pro and bro. And of course you have your Twitch and go on.
We are on just same thing. I'm on Twitch at Touch and Go 170. I do a podcast on there called The Pro and the Bro. And just I play a game and just chilling. So you want to come hang with me and talk and kick it, just pull up.
Good. Twitch must turn up, like when you're under the COVID.
Boy, some not even play too much now.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's COVID give me a headache, brother. It's like, COVID, it give me a headache when I say, I'm not really want to look on the screen and on everything, Yeah, so honestly, we never really do much. All the show, I'm not really do much because of COVID, so I was sick out, so I'm just going easy. But now that I'm back, and we're going to figure out what's what, getting back into camp and everything, get fit again. So, yeah.
So how long has it been?
Not too long. Only what? Maybe 8 days.
Right. Oh, so you build back quick, man.
Yeah, man. We're back. We're back in the gym on Wednesday officially because you need to do a 10-day quarantine. So Wednesday we're back in the gym and we're back to it. So I'll be back in the octagon in about either late April, early May.
Okay. Nice, man. Nice. So has your management already spoken to Oliveira's management?
Yeah, man. They're in talks right now trying to figure out if we can keep a same matchup there.
Nice.
Because I like that fight.
I like it too, man. That's gonna be fire, man. You're going nice. Bro, all the best. You don't know. Thank you as usual for coming on. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, man. You don't know, man. Anytime, bro. Anytime.
Yeah,
hopefully I'll be in Jamaica soon as I'm long overdue.
Dude.
I was there a few months back, maybe like 3 months ago I was there, but it was like on a sneak tip, something kind of quiet. So but next time I come down, we have
you have your establishments and your work, so go on down here too.
Man, what I have to come after work and come about my business, but quick in and out, but next time I want to come, I can come stay for a little bit and I get some work,
Mad thing. Love it. Well, you don't know, my brother. All the best. Stay safe. Quick recovery, yeah?
Yeah, man. Likewise, bro.
Blessings. Yes, so you don't know, that was MMAJammin. Thank you for joining. Make sure you tune in to see what's happening. And as always, be mighty.